One of the biggest changes to the non-lucrative visa that no one seems to be talking about. We now have the first visas through and out and in passports for our clients since the new law came into force on the 20th of May this year, and there has definitely been some changes. If you want to know about that, stick around. Okay, so let's tell you about this update. Now, this is something that we were looking at, and we were waiting for the first visas to come out and see what was actually on the visas before doing any videos. And we're still going to have to see how this plays out. But it's about time that we got this out into the world. No one really seems to be talking about this issue at the moment. So the first thing we need to look at is this. So the consulates actually updated, not on all fronts, but they updated their website after the 20th of May. Actually, first of all, let's talk about the 20th of May. Last year, on the 20th of November, a new immigration law was published, which basically updated the immigration law and new processes and functions and longevity to residencies and all sorts of stuff came into place. And we're just seeing now how this is playing out with our clients and the non-lucrative visa. There was a few key changes, but one of the things that we noticed on the consulate website was this. Now check this out. So this is on the consular websites in the UK, and it says validez del visado. El visado será válido para 365 días. Una vez en España se debería solicitar la tarjeta de identidad de extranjero en plazo de un mes desde la entrada en España ante la oficina de extranjeros o la comisaría de la policía correspondiente. Well, the most important thing about that is it says in Spanish, el visado será válido para 365 días. Why is this important? Well, it said that the visa will be valid for 365 days. Well, the visa that people previously got in their passports was valid for 90 days. And those 90 days gave you basically a window to enter Spain, get an entry stamp before the visa actually expired, and then register your TIE card here in Spain. Now, it does go on to mention there that you have to register your TIE card within 1 month of entering Spain. Now, what we know is practically on the ground, that's more or less impossible to get your TIE card registered within 1 month. What we normally do here at Upsticks is definitely try and book your appointment within the month. So there's an appointment booking date, but we know on the appointment booking system here that the appointment's already running in September due to the summer period. But yeah, the most important thing we need to focus on there at the moment is the 365-day validity of the visa, where previously it was only 90 days, which gave you this window to get into Spain during those 90 days to then get your entry stamp and register your visa here in Spain. You would then have been given, from the date on your entry stamp a full year's residency, which you could then start to renew. It was with the old law 60 days before expiry. You had up to 90 days afterwards. Okay. But I'm going to bring this up again. Now, the consulate state that the visa will be for 365 days. The curious thing is this is when you go into the Spanish section. If you go into the English section, this is maybe why people aren't talking about it and who are looking for advice on getting that actual visa. This is what it states on the English section. The visa will be valid for 90 days once in Spain, a foreigner's identity card, blah, 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 talking about registering it. But it still states in English that the visa will be valid for 90 days. Okay. So there we go. So that is a big change. So with that in mind, we said, okay, then everybody's applications are going in under the new law post 20th of May, where they've updated everything. But let's wait to see okay, what actually comes out. Well, this week it's happened. All right, this week's has happened. We have had 2 visas out from London, post dating the 20th of May, and this is the validity that they have been given. Let me just show you this here. So, well, what the other one that we got was also for a year, but basically it has been given for 365 days. This is completely different to the old visas that we used to get. So you can see here that this visa was from the 1st of July, 2025, and is until the 30th of June, 2026. Wow. So what does this mean? This is actually a huge change, and it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. The reason being is because this visa then gives you 365 days to enter Spain. Oh, by the way, and we did check this with the consulate, who credit where credit's due. I'm just looking for my pop up here. The consulate replied within a day. The London consulate replied within 1 day. So let's give them credit for doing that. And we just wanted to double and triple check with them that that was the correct validity on that passport. And this is what they said. Yep. Según indica nuestra página web. So as it's stated on our web page, currently only on the Spanish version, sobre la validez del visado de acuerdo con el Real Decreto. RD means Real Decreto 1155-2024. So that's the new law. The visa will be valid. El visado será válido para 365 días. So the visa will be valid for 365 days. So there you go. What they put in the passport is correct as per the law. Perfect. So where do we go from here, and how does this change things for people who are getting a non-lucrative visa? We're going to tell you right now. First thing I'm going to ask you though, please guys, check this. If you are not subscribed to the channel, that I've pulled up today, only 50% of people who watch our videos actually subscribe. It's free to subscribe. We've got lots of videos on here. It's not just about non-lucrative visa. In fact, we've got videos just showing you out and about in Spain. Here at Upsticks, we're just passionate about Spain, passionate about people moving to Spain, and evidently we get as much information out there as we can, which helps direct people on the channel to us. We're a company. We do a lot of non-lucrative visa applications of people helping you with stage 1, getting your documents prepared to go to the consulate, and stage 2, register them here in Spain, where we attend the appointment with you in person in our I think it's the 8 or 9 provinces that we cover. Okay, so we cover Murcia, Valencia, Almeria, Granada, Malaga, Cardiff. Get in contact. You can contact us. So subscribe. If you're looking to apply for a visa, you can contact us. There you go, at this QR code right here. Book a call, get in early, even if you're looking in the next couple of years. Let's have a chat and we'll let you know how we can help you to do that. So many thanks for that. Okay, then moving on. So where are we? 365 days. Okay, then. So what happens then? Well, what used to happen is you used to come into Spain on your 90-day visa. You would get an entry stamp into your passport, and from that date onwards, you would have a year's residency. So you might think now, okay, I've got 365 days now to get into Spain. Fantastic. Also something else that we want to show you is the visa is a multi-entry visa. This is where it states duration of stay 365 days, number of entries, multiple entry visa. That's stated on the visa itself. But now I think things have changed, because I'm not too sure, and we're going to find out the first time that we register one of these visas, but everything is indicating now that you are going to get your year's residency from the start date of the visa, despite what entry stamp you have coming into Spain. is that going to be the case? So are you actually wasting time by not getting in right at the beginning of the visa now, whereas before it didn't really matter because you had those 90 days to mess about, didn't you? You had those 90 days and you knew from your entry stamp, if you came in on day 80, that was going to be the start of your residency. Is this still going to be the case? Well, obviously we will not know until the very first one is registered. So we will keep you in the loop on this channel, but I just wanted to go back. I wanted to show you now what some articles in the law which could indicate a little bit of what we're talking about. So Article 61.4 says the duration of the initial temporary residency authorization will be for 1 year. Okay, so it does say there it's going to be for 1 year. What it doesn't say is when is it going to start. But the validity, Article 209.7, which relates to the validity of the identity cards, your TIE, so that is validez de la tarjeta de identidad de extranjero. This states that the foreigner's identity card will have an identical period of validity as the authorization or recognition of the right that justifies its issuance and will lose its validity when the aforementioned authorization expires for any established regulatory reasons or where applicable due to the loss of the right to remain in Spain. So basically, this could indicate that you are going to get your residency, your year could start from the start date of the visa, not as per your entry as it has done in the past. As I say, we're going to find this out the very first time that we register one of these visas. But what would that mean for people if that is the case? Well, that means that you don't want to be wasting any time to get into Spain to take advantage of that 365-day visa. But it also means if for unexpected reasons you have to delay your entry into Spain, then your visa won't expire. Some people, they get their visa and then suddenly 90 days isn't enough time to get in and get themselves organized. Maybe there's been delays in the UK end. Maybe there's been delays in the Spain end. Okay, getting in here, maybe that's just, we know that you have to have a TIE card if you're going to stay here for more than 6 months, but maybe there's been a delay at either end. This may give you some more flexibility, albeit that ultimately when you get here and you register that visa, are they going to backdate it to the start date of the visa and then give you a residency card, which means your renewal will start earlier. Now, let's talk about the renewals. How could this affect renewals? Well, here we go. This is what's said about renewals in the new law. As we know, and check out the video on our channel about the reintroduction of the 183-day rule for the NLV. This was abolished a while ago due to a court case, blah, 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 but is now back in play. Anybody who has a non-lucrative visa has to have resided actually and effectively in Spain for more than 183 days during the natural year from their residence, basically from the start of their residence, right? This worries me because if somebody has a visa and it's got 365 days to enter and something happens, but you still have the right to come in on that visa and register your residency, and they backdate that residency to the start date of the visa and you haven't spent 183 days in Spain, then you won't qualify for the renewal period. You will not qualify, for the renewal of the visa. How do they check that? Well, they currently check that with stamps in the passport. And as the new law states, actually, as soon as we go on to the electronic entry and exit system, they will check it electronically. So whatever happens, it's going to be controlled. In fact, I'm really looking forward to the electronic entry and exit system coming to play, because then we just don't have to worry about stamps. I think it's a good thing. They can check on their computer. Yes, this person came in and out. This was their entry system. This was their entry and exit into Spain. Don't have to worry about dodgy stamps or people physically. There's always that human error, physically stamping the stamp wrong or maybe not getting a stamp or whatever. So bring on the entry and exit system in my book. But still got to be careful of your days. So there we go then, guys. That was the big update. We are monitoring the situation as soon as we go through our first TIE card appointment with the new 365-day non-lucrative visas. We will be letting you know what the validity of that residency is, and we can confirm some of the points that I have raised today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this content useful. And yeah, as soon as we have more updates on this, we will let you know.